then they didn't want me, now I'm hot, they all on me. Back then they didn't want me, now I'm hot, they all on me. Back then they didn't want me, now I'm hot, they all on me. Back then they didn't want me, now I'm hot, they all on me. Back then they didn't want me, now I'm hot, they all on me.
Welcome back.
We here on the Endless Topics.
Endless Topics. Myron
ET phone home with Sterling.
and Sterling. And, we took a little Father's Day hiatus. We had to spend time with the fam, and, do what we do on Father's Day,
Yeah, man, had to enjoy them youths.
Yeah, man,
the creation shit.
Yeah, of course. As a father, you got to spend time with your kids,
Right.
and Father's Day
Cultivate something.
is a big day for it's a big day for me.
Me too, bro. Me too. But I don't think it's big as Mother's Day, but it's big.
Should we compare it to Mother's Day? Is
We
it a
shouldn't.
comparison?
We shouldn't. It should be Parents' Day actually, where it's one day.
Right.
But they already split it to compare it just to show a difference. But everything got its pros and its cons. We got our day, but it's a parent thing. You know what I'm saying?
And I noticed the restaurants are a lot. You can get in any restaurant you want to on Father's Day. You can go pretty much anywhere. The streets pretty much chill.
Empty.
Now, it is what it is, but
It's just probably the way we appreciate it on that day because we ain't asking for more, obviously. Because we getting to lay back, chill out, get off our feet on that day, you know what I'm saying? Enjoy a holiday of ours.
right. So I'm appreciative as long as I ain't really got to do too much.
Same
You know what I
here.
mean? Because
Same here.
on Mother's Day, you got to go get flowers. You ain't got to get me no flowers.
Straight up,
I'm good
straight
on
up.
that. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure you don't want no flowers either.
Nah, I don't want no flowers,
And
nah.
you got to make sure they, you know what I mean, they want to go where they want to go, which is cool. I don't mind. You know what I mean? But do we get the same treatment? Do you even want the same treatment?
I would prefer to get cooked for at the house on that day.
A meal. Just a
great-
meal.
something then I can eat it for days and remember it for days and share it with the family.
Get your beer or something or whatever it is you drink and, sit back and just relax, right?
Yeah, that's what I got for Father's Day too. Some good food, a couple gifts here and there, but I was thankful to just get off my feet, chill out, and be thankful for a holiday of ours. You feel me? Father's Day, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I appreciate it myself, but we got this other thing that's going on, that's on my mind to talk about, and that's this thing called child alienation.
Oh man, yeah, man. Free all the babies out there who locked up by their mother. Free all of y'all.
And the child alienation even go further than that, than just keeping them from you. You know what I mean? It's speaking negatively upon your behalf, trying to make them think that you're not a good person, just because of the feelings that they have, or the feelings that they feeling at that moment, and I just don't think it's fair. I don't think it's something that should go on, or it's something that we should talk about.
Yeah, because like when you think about it, even though we not there to hear what they saying when we not there, to know exactly that they talking about us to the children, negatively or positively.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like with that assumption that we making, you also got to pretty much guess that if the child got a question about their parent, which is us,
Right.
then they not gonna say nothing good if they don't act good to us about it. You know what I'm saying? So,
They don't know what to do.
Yeah, for sure.
As a child, think about it. When you was a child, you didn't know what parent to pick.
You just know the one you was with the most. Now you ain't know it was because of aggression. That's why you with her or
Right.
him. You
Right.
know, but hopefully it's because of love. Because some parents got their kids because of love, even if they single parents. But the ones that's locking them up from the dad or the mom because of aggression, that's the foolishness that the children don't even understand.
That's what I'm speaking. Are we doing things for the kids, or are we doing things for the emotions? You understand, like how we feel about the person who we was in a relationship with, how they treated us, or like That's not the kids.
That shouldn't even be their MO or them to understand it.
They don't have nothing to do with
it.
that.
It should be far away from them.
Right.
Even when we get our children, we shouldn't even bring up the other parent much about it. Unless it's good lights, you know.
And even in classes, they have you take these little classes. And they had, I don't know if they had you take the little classes.
Yeah, in high school.
And no, the little parenting classes.
In high school.
No, I ain't take none in high school.
One in high school.
Nah, I had to take some because it was court ordered. But
I took one in court order too.
Yeah, but
I took one in high school too.
But the classes, they teach you don't express negatively about the other parent in the child's presence.
But before they teach you, you possibly might end up doing it without knowing, because you personally, if they acting funny or doing something funny that you don't like, and the child is right there, it's like you want to keep it real with your child, but you shouldn't keep it too real with them because they children, they don't understand, and they shouldn't even be involved with this stuff.
When my daughter, and she could tell you to this day, she would blah 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 blah. My mama did so and so and so, and I never would say nothing. I like, that's just your mama. So what? I'm not saying that's just your mama. Not negatively, nothing, because I don't believe in that. I don't believe in trying to speak negatively about the other parent or the other person to make me feel better or to make you look at me any better. I don't believe in that. So I wasn't brought up like that, and my parents were split. My mom or my dad never said nothing negatively about the other ever, not in my presence. So I wasn't brought up like that. So to see it and to be a part of it getting done to me, and I'm pretty sure you didn't probably been a part of it too, and know that that's the norm that's going around in the nation, is something that I feel like we need to speak on. I feel like these mothers, or even if the father is doing it, whoever is doing it, you shouldn't do it. You shouldn't speak negatively, brainwash the child
about their other half.
About their other half.
Them.
Right. Just let them grow up and see what they gonna see, and they'll be able to come to you when they get older and be able to tell you, if you did the best job, hey, I appreciate you for what you did. And if the mom did a good job, hey, I appreciate you for what you did.
Man, that's almost like they trying to really brainwash or cause harm by causing a delusion to the child, basically. You know what I'm saying?
But why?
Because of they hurt, anger, evil, animosity, frustration, the bitterness that comes from hell, from the lower lumbar part of the region.
Is it that, or is it emotions? Is it emotions? Is it the hatred you feel for the other person because the relationship didn't work out? What is it? Is it, you know what I mean? It's a combination of a whole bunch of things, but it shouldn't be. We should be mature enough. If we mature enough, and I know everybody not, if we mature enough to have sex and have a baby, we should be mature enough to have the emotional fortitude to understand what's best for the child, not what's best for my feelings at that moment, not what makes me feel good or what makes me feel like you love me.
But what's crazy though, if they really love theyself, they should understand that they are their child, and they hurting their child like that.
They hurting theyself and they hurting the child at
Both
the same
of them,
time.
At the same time, and hurting the relationship with the dad, and all three.
But
just don't do it, mama or daddy.
Don't do it, because in the long run, you hurting the child, you hurting yourself, you hurting the whole process. The whole process of your child growing up and being who they are supposed to be.
You end up making them grow down.
In a way.
Yeah.
Yeah. You end up basically brainwashing or trying to make them make them believe something that is not true.
That's some form of witchcraft.
It's a form of, it's a form of, this is what I want you to believe. I'm gonna shape your mental. I'm gonna shape your mind to believe that your dad he doesn't love you. Your dad's not here. He doesn't want to spend time with you. Your dad is not doing this. Or your mom, or whoever it may be. But at the same time, you hurting them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like with your own emotions. So, I really wanted to get on here and speak on that. You know what I mean?
Needed to.
And that goes along with the fatherhood. Like what we were saying. Like, you want to spend time with your kids, and you there for your kids. Next thing you know, she got some emotional things she got to say about what it is you doing.
Man, it's so double-sided. It's like if we was to do exactly what's done to us, it'll look real crazy. But at the end of the day, you got to be a man, accept and understand and reevaluate the situation so the future gets better in it all. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm asking this. How do we get better? Like, what do we do? What is the solution for the problem?
Knowledge. This what we doing right now. We spreading this knowledge to whoever is the listeners that's gonna listen. Hopefully, it's a younger generation that need this understanding to know that this how you handle your family situations, your children and your baby mother.
Yeah, I just want to tell the young men out there, read up on what to do about if the mother of your child is not letting you see them. Don't go over there beating on the door. Don't go over there doing anything malicious. Handle it the right way.
And what's the right way?
The right way is basically getting court-ordered papers to get court, make them, because the power, when you don't do that, when you don't go get court-ordered, the power is always in the female's hands.
Because they will call the law on you at the drop of a hat. And
the power is in their hands because there is no law to say what you can and can't do.
Nah, but
listen. So it's always gonna go with the custodial parent. The parent who keeps the child the most is who they're gonna go towards.
Yeah, they told me that one time. You know, I had that issue before, and they was like, as long as you have them, they can't take them from you either.
Right.
If it ain't no court order, nothing. You know. So
yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I had that understanding for sure.
So
I've been through that.
You know, we go over here and we want to say, hey, let us have our child, and then they say no, and then we get mad and want to act out, and then when we do that, what's the first thing that's gonna happen?
Police.
We
lock up.
Either going to jail or we gonna get some type of charge. And once we do that,
then you go to jail.
But then they have the upper hand.
Yeah.
Once they have the upper hand of sending you to jail, now you have a charge for domestic violence, or saying you've been stalking, or saying that you did something that you weren't supposed to do.
Man.
Then it's like it's nothing is in your hands. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I say you have to put it to where it's not in their hands no more, where they don't have the control.
Man, bro, it's crazy that we
have
to deal with and understand the system. And the system, I mean, the powers that be, the police system, the judicial system, the system that started the same day slavery stopped.
Right.
And it continued through a different name called the prison system. That's one thing that we shouldn't even have to be involved with. But they push their will on us and make us be subjected to not knowing the laws and how to overcome the system. So the girls, or whoever, most of the time the girls, for no reason, want to use the system. You know what I'm saying?
Manipulate the system.
Manipulate it because the system is created to help them and use them to tear the family down.
The system, I wish I had this. Maybe I'm going to have this. I might put this in a little video. Might put this in here where I got this little snippet where I saw it said basically it moved the man out of the house and put in the government. That's why the women will kick us out, because the government gonna come in and help
pimp
them.
her.
And but she think it's help, but basically it's coming in, moving us out, and helping her with her money, thinking she don't need us as a male.
Man, it's crazy though that it would be something, a force that we can't see, and it's always changing faces, right? But this thing will step in and help your baby mama defeat you and conquer you with their help, just so they can take control and take everything from the kids to the family to the finances to the power to the money, everything. Even when you get married, all you doing is adding this entity, this ghost face killer.
Ghostface Killer.
Yeah.
Wu-Tang.
Yeah, you adding Wu-Tang to your operation.
Man, it's something that you gotta have knowledge and be educated on. And it seems like experience for me is a teacher.
It look like the Matrix.
Right. And I don't want experience for everybody to have to be a teacher. You know what I mean? Like, learn from prior people's mistakes or prior people's experiences, and you ain't got to go through the same things that we went through.
Man, bro, they put it out there in movies like Matrix and stuff, but they don't put it out there clear as day, like a syllabus in school.
Of course.
You know,
everything now is online, and figure out, if you want the information, you got to go look for it. But it's there. It's there. It's there.
Man, you'll have to get tripped over, and they'll trip you up. Like the system, they'll trip you up for you to have to learn it.
Yeah, but
a lot of the time.
But I appreciate having to learn some of the stuff, because now I'm privy to that information, and I can tell somebody else, don't do this.
Man, I wish you never had to learn it.
Right.
I wish you was taught it before you was taught it the hard way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, yeah. But that's why we here. Everybody ain't gonna get taught the hard way. That's why we speaking on it right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how
so
we
y'all
speaking
listen, man. The OGs is talking. Shh.
You know
E.T. phone home, mother sucker.
Yeah, and it's a Father's Day edition. This it's something we want to do for the fathers. You know what I mean? Something, because I'm a father, he a father. We got a lot of fathers, and we just want a little recognition to be bestowed upon our head sometime.
Man, when you deal with your father, you go farther.
All
right.
So this us. We gonna sign out.
Our Father who art in heaven.
We gonna catch y'all on the next episode. Endless topics. It's Myron, Sterling,
E.T. phoning home,
and we gonna get up out this thing.
No, I'm talking
holla
about.
at y'all on the next episode.
No, I'm talking about.